So if you guys had picked up your vehicle in the past year, you probably don't even know that you had this feature, but for the rest of you guys that had it taken away, you probably already know what I'm talking about. Now, this is a feature that's used by many, including myself, where I would let the hot air go out on a sunny day and then start cranking up the AC. Just to give you guys a refresh here, NHTSA had put out a recall and Tesla had to comply with this. At this point, we're not too sure if it affected everyone and everywhere, but it seemed like it did. The venting feature was no longer available on the mobile app, and it seemed like it was replaced by another button. Now, this was all done without even Tesla having to push out an update, so it seemed like it was done on the mobile application instead of the vehicle. I guess there is one fair thing about this though, is that it doesn't apply simply just to Tesla, and it applies to all car manufacturers out there, and I'll explain why this is possibly a good thing in most people's eyes. Now, if you guys aren't aware, there are a lot of people out there that leave their pets in the car when they do go inside and shop, or they leave their kids in the car. Now, kids being kids and pets being pets, they might pop their head outside of the window, they might put their fingers inside of the window track, and this is where safety precaution comes in mind when we're speaking of NHTSA. They really wanted to make sure that there's no possibility that you would accidentally click the venting button on your mobile app, and this is where the windows would slide up automatically and choke somebody or cut somebody's hands off. So in a way, I really do understand why they've done this, but there are smart vehicles late up to this date, like Teslas and like other vehicles out there, that do have a sensor where if anything is blocking the window track, as soon as the window hits the top, it will retract, it will go back down, and all this is done to make sure that it doesn't happen in cases that I've just explained here. So really, after a while, we thought that was the end of that, and we weren't ever going to see the feature again, but it seems like the feature has returned in this software update. Honestly, I'm very excited to even let you guys know this, and I'm very excited to see it on my own mobile app, but I haven't seen it yet, and there's only a select few so far that has managed to get this feature activated again. The first user to see this and report it on Twitter goes by the handle Mario Gaucher. He one day just popped into his vehicle, noticed a message here, and I think it's in French, so there is no direct translation, but if you guys go online and translate this, it essentially just sums up saying that this feature is now reactivated. And then he hopped onto his mobile app and noticed the venting feature reappearing. Now, just to make sure that we're on the same page here, he is on software build 2023.3.2. So if you guys are on that build right now and you don't see this feature, maybe hold out a little bit longer. Now, it's quite interesting that Tesla has managed a way to get this working again. I know they found a lot of different ways to get around certain patents and scenarios. If you guys can remember back in the days where the stop sign was patented by Mobileye and they were not able to display stop signs in the visualizations. Now, with Tesla being Tesla and a software company with tons of engineers, they've managed a way to get around that, get around the patent, and now, as you guys can see, the stop signs are on the visualizations of just pure autopilot and even FSD betas. So the same situation here applied, and they gotten past the NHTSA recall notice, and essentially now they're able to reactivate the feature again. Now, I'm not saying that Tesla didn't do any work and this disabled feature just purely got enabled again. I'm sure there's a lot of work being done and has been done to get this working again to ensure that it doesn't chop somebody's fingers off. My guess here is probably they're now using the interior camera to make sure that nobody gets close to the windows. There's nothing in the track, as well as the sensors in the window regulators themselves, and this is probably enough to ensure that nothing ever gets stuck there. So all in all, I'm just very thankful that this is possible with Tesla, and software updates essentially just rectifies all the issues that come up. Not a lot of other car companies is going to be able to do this, and you're going to have a car that does not have this feature, and eventually you're going to have to buy another vehicle that resolves it in a future build. So at the time of recording this video, there has been a couple other reports of people getting this venting feature, so I do think this is going to be a very gradual rollout. It doesn't happen to everybody just overnight. So if you guys are on the latest build and you guys don't see it yet, just wait out a couple hours, maybe a couple days, and you'll definitely see this new venting feature available. This is actually perfect timing because summer is just around the corner, and this feature here is a lifesaver on those baking hot days. So anyways guys, this should wrap it up for this video. I definitely have a couple other videos lined up and ready for you guys. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things with the Model 3 Project Highlands, the leaks, and the polls that you guys have voted on. That one really made me curious as to why a lot of you guys have decided to pick the older design versus the newer design and vice versa. So we're going to talk a lot about those those in the upcoming videos. If you guys haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. It really helps it out, and I really appreciate you guys for sticking along. At the same time, please follow me on Twitter at HeyJohnE, and that's where I'll be keeping you guys up to date outside of YouTube. Anyways, this is it. This is John once again. Peace out.